We met. It's a terrible story. I was hosting a show about football for Sports Illustrated on SI.com, and he watched it every week. And he got his attorney to call my agent at the time, and I thought it was very shady, as one would. And I didn't call him back for 5 months, and I was living in New York at the time, and my now manager said to me, you know, you have no friends, all your friends are in North Carolina, where I grew up, and he said, why don't you call this guy? I hear he's really nice. And I Googled him and watched his press conference from the '07 Aussie Open, where he was just like super dry and sarcastic, and I thought, well, that's pretty funny. It looks like a charmer. And so I called him back, and then we were together ever since. I was lucky enough to kind of be in the background and see all of his achievements from a really unique perspective. But I think there's something about him becoming a parent that is really private, and that's something that not everyone gets to share, and that makes it feel very special.
Having a family changed me. It teaches you how to kind of, you have to be responsible to your weaknesses. Obviously, when I was playing, I was not patient. I don't know that any of my friends would ever describe me as patient. Your son comes along, and all of a sudden, you're patient.
He's an unbelievable dad, incredibly hands-on. I feel so thankful that it happened after he retired, because he's here every day with them. And for me, that's what I'm most proud of. It was a bizarre day, because he had talked about retirement years before he actually decided to retire.
It's funny, I decided to retire. Woke up, it was the morning after I played my first round of the 2012 US Open, and I was going into that tournament thinking I was going to play at least another year, but probably 2. And the thought crept into my head that this could be the last tournament I play. And so my wife was out running some errands, and I called her. I said, I'm kind of freaking out. You need to come home. And normally I'm pretty clear about my thoughts, and I was not clear.
I was at a meeting, and I had like 3 missed calls from him and several text messages saying, come home. And he was, it was during the US Open, and we were staying at the hotel. So I thought that was very strange, and I ran to the hotel and walked into the room, and he said, I woke up this morning and I'm going to announce that I'm retiring.
And so we kind of had a conversation, and told her the way I felt, and told her what I was thinking, and she said, listen, I can't make it for you, but your reasons are sound, and there's a lot of other things that I kind of wanted to get to in life. And so I decided about 10:30 that morning that I was gonna stop playing, and I think I was in a press conference around 3 or 4 o'clock that afternoon, retiring. Currently 1,500 kids daily on the east side of Austin. We run out-of-school programs for 11 different sites for Austin Parks and Recreation. We have a full-time staff of 13 and a volunteer base in the hundreds. And I give a lot of that credit to just the people that came before me in tennis and what they stood for. I mean, leadership trickles down. My work with our foundation and just kind of having firsthand knowledge of people that actually have real problems and not tennis problems.
I think when he originally set out with the foundation, he wanted to have kind of like Andre has a school for kids. And they actually went to lawmakers in Texas, and they're like, what do you need? They went to the school board in Austin. They said, what's the biggest need? And they said, out of school time. And so he completely rerouted the entire purpose of the organization to fill a need that Austin had.
20 years from now, nobody will know that I played any tennis, but they're still going to know the name and why they're getting the opportunities they're getting. So I get asked the question sometimes. They say, who benefits most from your foundation's work? And I go, the answer to that's going to be me for a long time. I've learned as much throughout the process about myself and these kids, and we've affected a lot of lives, and mine's one of them.